Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Bradu. RedMageGM showed off his dice collection a few weeks ago and issued challenges to quite a few YouTubers who are doing, D&D type stuff. And I was one of those lucky people, so I thought, heck, let's do it. So let's roll. My I'm not actually. I don't really consider myself a dice goblin, and you will disagree with me after seeing my collection. But the reason I'll say that is I have never. I don't think I've ever once bought a dice set. Like, oh, I want these dice. Um, I'll try to cover how or why or whatever. So anyway, this is the probably the bulk of my collection. This is just a big bin of misfits that didn't quite have a match. Some of these are like I've lost some of them. Some of these came in big lots. This is a nice set of four for rolling. I'm rolling up the character, 4d6. This whole box is completed sets. So like there's a couple Dollar Tree ones. Remember a few years ago they had Dollar Tree sets. I bought one of those big Amazon ones where they came in little. A lot of these are still like little sets like this that aren't even opened. So I have probably, I don't know, 50 sets in here that are either, a couple of them I made myself, like that bin I just showed you. I pulled out some that I thought would make a nice little set here. So you can see there's just a ton in here. And these are all complete sets. Got my little snack bags to make, to put them in. So there's the bulk of my collection. And the reason I like having these is because if I ever run games, and I've done it a couple times, like I plan to run a game for my son and his friends to teach them, and I can just let them pick your dice out of this box, kind of thing. Let's see what else we got here. If I can. Okay, this bin is kind of a follow-up to that one. It's misfits. It's sets that are so close. Most of these are missing one. This was a little. I think it's for kids. I think I've seen it at like kids stores. This is another. This might be a full set. No, yeah, it is. It's got to be. So that should go in the other one. That's a full set, but maybe it's missing a weird one. One of these are so close. All right, so those aren't anything too special, but I wanted to show those. This I'm going to incorporate in upcoming games. A little cool little dice roller that I've never used one. But you know what I like about it for YouTube? Going through all these dice, I thought, oh man, like this is small and compact and perfect for. All right, and then let's see what else I got. There's one other. Oh, I know. One other thing I wanted to show before I get to these. This is what took me so darn long to find. Kraken Dice. I ordered a bunch of minis from Kraken Dice. I thought I had one right here. I was mostly unimpressed with the minis. The set was cool, but the quality wasn't awesome. But with my order, I got some pretty cool stuff. Dice stickers, a nice beholder. A few dice here. Oh, you can see what that one is. More stickers. Cool little dice box, too. So the reason I wanted to find this especially is because these are like some of my more unique dice. This is probably the biggest one I own. It's like rubber or something. Wonder if it glows in the dark. Here, let's try my dice roller. Oh, no, it won't work. And this one also, what's in here? There's something in here, so I don't know if it lights up. Ooh, it's like kind of gunky or something. I don't know. That's cool. And then this is actually, it's a die, but it's really just a little container. So that's kind of neat. So this is the stuff I actually wanted to show. Now, just sort of randomly, I bought the other day. I guess I knew I was going to do a video like this, so maybe that it had something to do with my purchase. But I bought another set. Ooh, these are pretty. Wow. I bought an Amazon set. It was like $10 or something for these 6 dice sets. So, And they all look pretty like that. That's actually, now that I open it up, that might be my favorite set. So that's where I say, like, I'm not a true dice goblin. This is what these are all sparkly. That's the deal. These are the type of dice I like to use. I don't like the super fancy ones. Ooh, that black and gold's beautiful too. Am I missing one? Oh, here we go. Here's one. All right, so these are beautiful, right? These are just cheap Amazon dice. But here's the thing. I think you're still going to roll just as many 20s as you would with expensive dice. So I will use all these for sure. That's a cool little... I'm going to put them on there. I'm excited for those. And this is anything else I wanted to pull out. Oh, I told you that was my biggest die, and now I have a even bigger. Awesome. But who wants to roll that heavy thing? This is probably my favorite colors. I've got these purple and blues. Oh, do I have another one in here? I guess not. Yeah, this is actually 2 sets that are similar looking and nice and pretty. These are some DCC dice, which I gotta use these more. So they're different. They're weird numbers. This is a D3, D30, I think, and just odd numbers in between, like a D16. So I just haven't had, what I haven't done is kept them here where I can reach them when I need them. Oh, this is just weird, odd stuff. So let's see. I got a couple like metal ones, a couple teeny tinies. I love this guy. You need a D1000. Add that to your D100, and now you've got a hundreds place as well. And point, so you can get 1,000 point. Teeny tiny red ones. Cool, and a couple, medium size. A lot of people have fun dice like this. I don't know what this is from, some game, but it's got little animals on it. Cool. I like turtles. Little teeny mini green set. That should probably go in my big box, but because it was special. And then we have kind of a fancy set. And again, I don't like these. These aren't prettier than the ones I was just showing that were from Amazon at $1 or $2 a set. So, but I got them at some point in a collection, right? Most of this stuff came from about that big Amazon order with like 25 dice sets for real cheap. I bought, let's go like that. I bought that one the other day from Amazon. I bought the Dollar Tree ones. Outside of that, I think these all came from collections of D&D stuff that I bought, including this. And this is, I had kind of a funny little story about this. I recently, as in like 3 weeks ago, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, I played in my first in-person game. And I sit down, and the guy sitting across, and I didn't know any of these guys. I hadn't met any of them. Though I'd spoken to Will MB. He was the DM, but he wasn't there at this point in the thing. But the guy across from me had these big dice like this, but they were like, they weren't fancy like this. They were just big, clear, bold numbers. And I made some comment like, oh yeah, those are nice. You can see them, And I think I said something like, that's cool. Like, you don't need something fancy that's hard to see. People spend like millions of dollars on these nice sets, kind of like this. This is, metal dice that I've never used, but I got them in a collection. And there, let's roll a D20 just to find out. Oh, I have a story. Okay, so I just rolled a D20. So the other night when I was going through these, I guess it was last night, I took out this set and I was like, let's roll it. And what do I get? A 20. Nat 20 on my first roll. I had to pick it up to see it. Oh my God, that was a nat 20. And I go, no way. Like, maybe these are special. Maybe they're lucky. And what do I roll? A nat 1 to follow it. So the world is balanced once again. So that's, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little bit stitious. I see the Nat 20, Nat 1 follow each other all the time. And if you watch any of my play videos, if you watch, say, 3 of my play videos, you'll probably see it happen. It just feels like it happens all the time. That said, I know that any die has the same odds of coming out. You hear people say, oh man, I love to play, but I'm horrible at rolling. My rolls are always unlucky. No, they're not. Maybe a couple key points or whatever. Maybe you have a whole session that's lucky or unlucky. We've all been there. But dice are dice. You're going to roll the same amount of 20s, whether you have super expensive fancy dice. So this is my two fanciest sets. Neither one I've never used either, and I don't want to say I won't, but I don't have much desire to use these ones. But it's kind of neat to have them in my collection when I actually play. So anyway, I was telling my story about. So then I said to the guy with the big, huge dice, I said, yeah, that's all that matters. You're going to roll the same amount of 20s as, the guy with the really fancy dice. Those are nice and big, clear dice. You can see them. I love it. And then, like, the guy sitting to my right, I don't know if he was paying attention to us or not, but he pulls out this set of like super fancy dice that are metal that you can't read the number because of all these intricate designs. And I'm like, oh boy, I just made an arse of myself. So that's my collection. Yeah, what I was saying is I've never bought myself a set of dice. I tend to like the ones that are pretty blues, or I don't know, I don't like the solid colors. I don't like the fancy ones that are hard to read. I'm more about functionality than, so I'd rather have cheap dice that I can read than expensive dice. And that's not like everybody. So that's why it's fun to have a ton of dice. But I don't consider myself a dice goblin because I don't specifically really go out to collect them. The other funny thing is I'm still, the last 2 days I've been looking for dice. So I'm looking all around. Do I have any other loose dice so I can find the one to finish one of those sets? So I will probably pick one of these new ones as my new favorite. I try and keep dice I always have a couple sets in my backpack, a couple sets in my laptop bag, a couple sets at our beach place. So these are like some of my favorite dice actually, and I just got them. They were, like I said, I think it was $12. No, not even 12. I think it was $10 for 6 sets, and they're all beautiful, in my opinion. That one might be my favorite. So I don't know. What do you think? What are your favorite dice? Do you need the fancy ones that I just made fun of? Then if so, I made an ass of myself again. And if so, you're watching a dice collection, you probably are. Ooh, those are nice too. I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite, but these are some of my favorite, actually. So, yeah, that is my dice collection, and I'm sure I will add a lot more at some point because I do keep my eyes out for people just getting out of the hobby, and that's how I've got a lot of these dice. In fact, there's a couple I didn't include that are probably sitting right here. No, I moved them, I guess. Oh, I know where I put them. Anyway, I sold some recently because one of the collections I bought had big, clear dice. I can't remember the company, but they were like actually like vintagey or whatever from the 80s, I think. And so they sold for like, I don't know, $3 a die maybe. And if I had sold them individually, I probably would have got a lot more. But I think I paid probably $100 for this collection of books and minis and dice. And I probably made $150 just selling the dice, if I remember. I'm throwing out numbers, but it was something like that. I was like, holy crap, these are worth something. So that would have been in my collection, except I wanted money more than dice. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Bradu. Have fun rolling your own dice.